supply only the finest goods. Farewell.
Well, we're going to have to at some point pick up herbalism because we're going alchemy. Currently we have, let's see, skills. Skills. It's interesting that I don't have my character portrait showing. Is that the way I had it? Do I still have that open? Did I not ever show? I guess I probably didn't. No, I did not. Okay. Kind of cool, actually. Spirit, stamina, strength, agility, and intellect. Oh, I didn't check the mailbox. All right, when we hit level 19, we gotta check the mailbox. Where is the mailbox? Okay, we're also gonna go options, combat. Okay. You're currently on layer 2. Is this gonna get us off layer 2? I guess we'll find out. It did not get us off layer 2, so...
Lovely.
I think that definitely phased us.
Lovely. Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Why is there so much spacing between the rows? Hmm. We can't scale the group frames, that sucks. Can't scale these. Good. Hmm. And these are just my buffs, right? We don't even need these down here. Yeah, these are buffs. Put these. Here. Here. I don't know. It's just, I don't like how it's set up like that. I'll have to fix that.
Lovely.
Class power. Debuffs. There we go. Why is it like... Why is it not... Ah, jeez. Why are the buffs at the bottom of the frame? Why are they at the bottom? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why is it at the bottom of this? I'll tell you, let's do this. Let's go... I don't really know what to do at this point. I can't get this to go up any higher. Shit. It's so weird. Oh, I got one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lock. 9. Player. Buffs. 9. Okay. Move HUD. So. Oh, so we're showing the buffs on here. I don't want to see them here because we already see them here. So let's go. Where's 2 settings, player buffs. Oh, here we go. Player buff growth duration. Down. Problem solved. Move. Back up here. Lock. Player buffs for row. Boom, 20. Boom, move. Okay. Let's go north. Let's go 8. Get this UI figured out. Hmm. Now I know why I did it the way I did it. So if we go 9, move. Should have just enough room, I think, to put one more. I think so. I think that'll work. Okay, they're both going to come after me now. Now that he's running, when they reset, since I hit the 1, they'll probably both come and attack me here in a second. There you go.
Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Well, we need better food. That food ain't doing shit for regenerating my health. Or maybe it's just because I have so much health from that priest buff. No, that food's regenerating. Huh. Alright, what else do we need to do? Let's move this over a little bit. This down. Thing. Force, combat.
Lovely. Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Lovely.
They did modify it so that the red here is more broken, more fragmented, instead of straight across, which kind of looks cool actually. I like that. Also, I think they animated this. I don't think this bar was animated before, so they've definitely made some slight enhancements to the Guild Wars 2 UI. I like it. I like what they've done.
Lovely.
I'm not seeing a loot in the general window, which is really strange. Money loot, item loot, skill ups, trade skills. We should see all that shit in here. Guess it wasn't turned on by default. I don't like how the group frames can't be resized. Seems kind of strange to me. Group frames. Here we go. Raid. Okay, that's the raid. Party. Here we go. Party. Is this party? Yeah, there we go. That's better. Here. That feels a little better. Hopefully.
Lovely.
And that was quite the crit. Ba-da-boo-boo.
Lovely.
I got mail from Zelch. I got mail from Zelch. We gotta go get our mail. We still got an hour on the dragon buff.
Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Who was Iron Knuckles?
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Ooh, Biff. Yeah, there's Iron Knuckles. Yeah, I don't like season discovery, so you're enjoying the elf, nice. I just never really cared for how it worked that much. But this is cool. I mean, the anniversary is going to progress through TBC, through Wrath of the Lich King, so I think this could be pretty cool. You know, we got dual spec, which I actually like dual spec. I know Cargos did a video once where he felt like dual spec in the season discovery was a bad thing, but I'm not sure I agree with that because it costs a lot to respec, and he was worried that people would like lose their identity. Like if you have only one spec, you pretty much just use mostly the same spec. And I'm like, well, that's true, but it's nice to have two specs so you can have like a farming build, you know, for farming stuff for money and stuff, and then a build for, you know, raiding, you know, like a raid build, farming build, or a PvP build versus a raid build. So I think having multi-spec is a good thing, but yeah, I like it. I mean, I think it's cool because I don't think you lose identity. Like he was saying, like if you have just one spec, I don't think you lose identity because you still have one core spec. Like you may have dual spec, but one of those specs is still your core spec. That's the spec that identifies you. You know what I mean? Like that. Like I may have like a PvP Paladin build, or I may have like a meme or a really bizarre test build, but neither of those are my main build. You know, and my main build is what people would know me by. So I still think you have a main build. It's kind of like how you have someone who's like a Fury Warrior, but they can't find a tank for a dungeon. Like, well, I've got a tanking off spec. But for those situations where we can't get a tank for the group, I'll just tank it. My off spec, you know. So, yeah, I didn't really quite agree with him on that one, on that comment. So.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
I need some better food, man. I'm like, this food is terrible. It takes me forever to regen my health. This is awful. We're going to start using our healing spells just to regen. Was this a rogue? Yeah. Grr, fresh meat. Fluffy napkin. What a name. Fluffy napkin. Not really. I mean, I've got other characters on the server. This is my primary character on this server. The only reason I have a sword with fiery is because Zelch, a guy who's played on the server since it started, has given me a bunch of gear. And he gave me some gold, too. So the only reason I have any gear or gold is because my friend Zelch gave it to me. In fact, if you look at my mail right now, you can see I've got some mail from Zelch, which is probably more amazing gear. He's always giving me nice things because he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. Yeah, so this is really, I mean, I've got a couple other characters here, but this is the highest level character I have on this server. So. How much food do I have? We need to get some food. As soon as the dragon buff drops, as soon as we get rid of that dragon buff, we'll go get some better food. And I gotta hit the trainer anyway. I'm got Seal of Righteousness rank 3 ready to be trained. I haven't trained it yet, so gotta do that. We can just grind our way to level 19 here. On the bank I give, I can only play when I'm not traveling for work, which just means that's cool. Yeah.
Lovely.
I'm not traveling for work right now, but we are in a situation where we have a lot of work going on right now. I might be working on the weekends pretty soon. I'm pretty sure we'll be working on weekends pretty soon for the project I'm currently on. Yeah, this interface gives me slightly Diablo-esque vibes. Maybe we should play some Diablo music. You had to work 2 months in a row during October, November? Oh, dude, that's... Well, I hope they paid you a lot of money for that. I hope you made a lot of money. And if you made a lot of money, send me some money, because I'm broke. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. If Bitcoin keeps dropping, I'll be broke. Frickin' Bybit or whatever exchange got hacked, and they hacked 1.5 billion versus Ethereum, which made crypto drop like a rock because people are like, oh my god, somebody hacked an exchange. I'm going to lose my crypto. Salary plus? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure. That's good though. Yeah, I'm salaried, so like when I work weekends coming up for this project I'm on, I'm not going to get paid any extra. That's just what's expected. Sometimes there's crunch time, I guess. We're rewriting our whole web application, so it's a complete rewrite from the ground up. No, dude, thank you. I was kidding, man. Thank you for the money, man. Iron Knuckles! Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, man. I was kidding.
Lovely.
I will tell my wife. I always like to tell my wife when someone donates money. Like, hey, that way it like vindicates the fact that I'm playing a video game. Because she gets mad at me. She's like, in your office playing your video game, Sometimes she gets mad at me sometimes because she'll be like, even though I spend a ton of time with my wife, So thank you, Iron. I appreciate that, man. I do.
Lovely.
I'll tell my wife I got $50 today, and she'll be like, "Oh man, nice." One thing that I told her, one thing I told her is I said, because I play, I stream WoW a lot, and I told her, I said, whenever I get donations, I'll just give you the money, right? And she didn't. She's like, okay, sure, but the thing is, the way our money works, like, is we share money. We're married, right? So like my money's her money my money, but we have separate accounts because I'm not stupid. There's like no, like if you ever get married, don't ever have all your money in one account. That just, because then you can't like surprise gift buy anything, and then people can inspect. Like I'll buy stuff for myself sometimes that if my wife knew about it, she'd be like, you don't need to spend money on that, but just little things, But she doesn't know because she doesn't see my account. You know what I mean? And I'm sure she buys stuff for herself, not for her account. that she might think that I might not agree with, you know? Or like when she goes and does her hair and it costs $250.
You can kiss your
I don't
ass
see how much it
goodbye.
costs because it's through her account. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would recommend that if you ever get married, have separate bank accounts. You got 3 ex-wives, comes out to $27.99.
You were screwed.
That's all good, man. Ooh, I'm getting low on health here. So you know what I mean. Hopefully you didn't make that mistake, Iron, of having... Yeah, don't ever... If you're married, don't have the same account. Like, you know, you need to have separate bank accounts. And it's so easy because, you know, I can send money to her and she can send money to me in an instant, you know. You just Zelle it. Bank account, Zelle money to her account. Literally takes like 10 seconds. So if I ever need money, I say, hey, can you send me some money? I'm low on cash. Or if she ever needs money for something, she'll just ask me. And I'm like, okay, here you go. And I just send it to her. I also have my crypto accounts, though. You marry up every time? There you go. That's a smart man. So you marry up into more money every time, right? That's the way to do it. I make twice as much money as my wife makes. And I've only been married twice. And my first wife, I made probably 3 times as much money as she made. So I guess you could say I married up. I went from 3 times as much to only twice as much. I need to marry. Well, I'm not ever going to marry again. I'm happy with the wife I have, but it would have been nice to have married like a wife who was, you know, a woman who was like a millionaire. You know, wouldn't that have been nice, right? That's why I was a doctor or a lawyer. There you go. Oh, the good thing is if they have more money than you, then you can get the what do they call it? When you get divorced, they can give you money because you've become accustomed to a certain amount, you know, manner of living. Like if your wife makes twice as much money as you and you get a divorce, well, now she's got to pay alimony to you because you know what? Your lifestyle has been affected because you can no longer live the lifestyle that you're accustomed to, right? You need that alimony. Exactly. Which is so, I always think that's really funny. Like, you know, the funniest marriage was Bezos. You remember the guy from Amazon, right? When he got divorced, his wife got like, think about that. He got divorced because I think he committed adultery on his wife, which, you know, I mean, when you have, you know, 200 billion or how much money he has, you know, there's probably going to be a lot of women throwing themselves at you. Doesn't give you a right to cheat. You shouldn't cheat. If you're going to cheat, just get a fucking divorce. If you want to cheat around on your wife, here's my advice. Get a fucking divorce. Don't cheat. Only losers cheat. But yeah, can you imagine? Like he cheated on his wife, and I'm like, man, was that pussy worth, you know, $30 billion, right? Was that piece of ass you got really worth the $30 billion it cost you? Because think of all the money he lost. Oh my god! Like he had to give his ex-wife like 30. I don't know how much it was, but it was a lot. It was like 30 billion or some ridiculous amount of money. And like 60 or 80% of the money he gave her, she just gave to charity. Which kudos to her to give it to charity, but you just know that probably pissed him off. It's like I gave you 30 billion of money I made, and you just gave like 80% of it to charity. Which is nice. Nice that she gave it to charity, but man, I always think that's funny, man. What happened to my music? Oh. Yeah, but thanks for the money, Iron. Appreciate it. I gotta file my taxes too. I haven't filed my taxes because I was waiting for this is the first time I've had to file for crypto. So I was waiting for certain documents, and I've got those documents now. I just need to file. I'll probably do that tonight or tomorrow. It doesn't take me too long to do my tax return usually. Oh, was it? Yeah, but he cheated on his wife, so I'm like, man, I hope that sex must have been really good because it cost you $30 billion or, you know, or however much it was, right? Why did he get divorced, right? After it was discovered that he was having an affair with Lauren Sanchez. How much money did Jeff Bezos' ex-wife donate get from the divorce? Okay, I wasn't that far off. 38 billion. So was it worth your cheating on your wife for $38 billion? Holy crap. Maybe, I guess 38 billion. Oh, I guess when you have that much money, 38 billion probably isn't that much, right? Because he had like over, I think, 100 billion, right? You guys ever watch those streamers like who play games like Diablo 4? And I don't really watch these streamers, but I'm aware of it because I've seen videos talking about it, where they're like rich, they're like really wealthy people, and they'll play something like Diablo 4, and they're just like totally swiping their credit card for the pay to win shit, and they'll spend like $100,000 on Diablo 4. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, God. I'm like, why don't you come to my stream and just donate me like fucking 10,000? Donate me like $500. If you could just toss $100,000 into Diablo 4, holy, you know what I mean? That's insane. Yeah. Well, I don't think any woman's worth $38 billion. I don't care what you, I don't know, man. But like I said, when you have 100 billion, what's 38 billion? Yeah, it's like if I got $1 million and I don't know I think there was a really cool article once, like how if you had $100 billion, how much money would you have to spend every day to spend all that over the next, let's just say 100 years, right? This sounds like a great question for ChatGPT, doesn't it? Okay, so let's say if I have $100 billion, how much money do I have to spend every day for the next 100 years to spend it all? Yeah, the gaming whales are insane. You would need to spend approximately $2.7 million every day for 100 years to spend 100 billion. And I don't know if that's 100% accurate. Sometimes ChatGPT is not super accurate, but think about that. 2.7, you said 100 million? ChatGPT came out with 2.7 million. Well, you figure 100 years, how many days are there in a year? I mean, we could do the math pretty quick, right? Here's 100 times 365 equals that, 36,000. So what's one? So 36,500. So 36,500. What's 1 billion? So this is what, a million. So this is 100 million, right? This is a billion. Whoops. How do can I go back? Shit. 1, 2. This is 10 million, 100 million, billion, 10 billion. Okay, here's 100 million divided by 30. I think it was 36,500. So 2.7. Look at that. Look how accurate that was. 2.7 million. That was fucking accurate, wasn't it?
Lovely.
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? To have to spend $2.74 million a day. I'm just trying to sit down and get out a piece of paper and try to write down on a piece of paper what you would buy for $2.74 million a day for every day for the next 100 years. You can't even think of that many things to buy. And then where would you put it all? Like,
You can kiss your ass.
like let's say you bought a piece of artwork that was worth $2.74 million. Every day you'd have to buy one. Well, we did the math, right? 365 days times 100 years, right? I mean, that's like crazy. It's like 365,000 or whatever. Yeah, was it 365 would be what, 36,500. So you'd have 36,500 pieces of artwork, right? Valued at 2.74 million each. I mean, I love guitars. If someone said I had to spend $2.74 million a day every day, in even just a year, I would just buy a guitar. Like every day I would buy like 3 or 4 guitars, maybe some amplifiers. I would buy artwork. I would buy artwork, guitars, guitar amps. I would buy places to store it all, so I'd have to buy some nice homes. You know, maybe a nice home in Paris, nice home in Sweden, nice home in the Swiss Alps. The Swiss Alps are a beautiful country. You would rent actors to do a knockoff version of Seinfeld, the poor. I would create my own video game company, and I would make my own MMO. I would create my. I honestly 100%. If someone said, "I'm going to give you $100 billion," what would you do? I would create my own video game company. I would hire the best talent, and we would make an MMO exactly how I would want the MMO to be. Right? I would do that, and then I would give my wife half the money. I'd give her out of the 100 billion. I'd give her half of it. I'd say here's 50 billion, and I'd say you can do whatever you want with your 50 billion. And I know what she would do. She would buy a horse ranch. She would buy a ranch, and she would probably raise horses. I'm imagining that. That's one thing I know she would do. You know what I mean? But I would definitely create a video game company. I would hire all the best talent. I would pay them very well, and I would build a beautiful office so we could all just relax in this amazing office where we could watch movies and we could spin ideas, and we just sit there and we concoct the most amazing MMO ever created. And it'd be great. It'd be so much fun because I have so much money. Like funding wouldn't be an issue. We'd use the best technology. We'd partner with Epic Games. We would do stuff with Epic Games to help them. We would give Epic Games. We'd try to get them to help, do a lot of our research and development on creating different technologies that we could utilize to make the MMO genre better. I would probably try to. Well, I think what would be really cool. I mean, I think to me, what would really take the MMO genre to like a completely different level would be to do like a Ready Player One, where you have a fully immersive, like 3D environment. You know what I mean? Where you can put on like my brain's not working. I'm old, guys. I'm old. My brain's not working today. You know what I mean? Where like Ready Player One, when you go into the virtual world. What's it called? The goggle, the VR, virtual reality, where you could do like a virtual reality. And I mean, I like in Ready Player One, remember how he gets in the harness and like how he's like running forward and side, left and right. And it'd be really cool to have something like that, because think about like, like a super interactive virtual reality world, I think would be super cool. Now, it'd be very difficult to make, obviously. And the technology would take a lot of time, and that might not be my first thing I would create. I think first I probably would focus on creating the MMO, a really good MMO, the way I would want it to be. And then the next phase of that, once we got a really cool MMO made, and the next phase would be to work on the virtual reality version, because we need to let the technology really advance, because I don't think it's there yet. You know what I mean? The technology just isn't there yet. And it's not really that the technology isn't there as much as just, I'm talking like hardware-wise. I mean, code-wise, I don't think it's a problem. I think it's more of like a hardware issue. Creating hardware that the average person can afford, That's part of the problem, is really money, Yeah, there are, VR cages. There is a Chinese company that was working on a fully VR MMO. I think they were working on it a couple of years ago. I don't know where they're at on it, or even if they're still working on it. But they were working on it a few years ago. I mean, it's just I think it's a natural evolution of the MMO, right? Right? Or natural evolution of any open world game, right? Imagine playing Skyrim where you're like Ready Player One, where you're sitting in that harness, and when you're walking, you're standing upright in the real world, because you don't have to. You could have different modes to play the game. You could sit down at your computer like with a keyboard and mouse, or you could choose to stand up and walk on your little trackpad, right? And that would move your character in the world. Now, if we go to, let's see. Do we have that scene? Yeah, we see here, virtual reality treadmill, something like that.
For better or
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, third person, first person, sure. Yeah, I would definitely make the video game company. I also probably would work on a guitar company as well. maybe a guitar company that manufactures. I'd love to learn how to make guitars, like be like a luthier. But again, I would focus on the game company. That would be the primary focus. And then my wife I would build her like a horse ranch, and I would help her buy all the horses that she wants and raise her horses and do all that fun stuff. I know she loves horses, so.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Running out of food. Yeah. Well, guitars are a good investment too. I mean, I would definitely get a couple of... I know some people in the guitar industry. I mean, I don't know them personally, but I know people that are very knowledgeable in the guitar industry. I would call up Norm from Norman's Rare Guitars, and I would give him money. I would go, Norm, here's $10 million. And I would say, go out and get me these guitars. And then I would pay him like a fee and say, here's $1 million for your fee. You know what I mean? Because I would trust that Norman could get me what I wanted, you know. Or I just buy guitars from Norman because I love Norman. Norman's such a great guy, man. If you haven't seen the Netflix documentary on Norman's Rare Guitars, check it out. Because he's just a really good person in real life. So, yeah, definitely, I would love to do that. I would hire some luthiers to train me on how to be a luthier. But yeah.
Lovely.
I'll tell you the guitar that I'm thinking about buying right now, which my wife doesn't know about this, and my wife will probably kill me if she knew about it. The guitar I want to buy right now is this one, right? Let's see. This one right here. They only have one left in stock, and that's not a fake thing. You know how like on Reverb they always say, look, we only have one item left, which is just fake. It's just a way for them to try to get you to buy. They actually only have one left because I've seen this go from 3 to 2 to now 1. So this number's going down. They only have one left, and I want to buy this guitar, and it is $1,500. But AS stands for Andy Summers from The Police. And I'm a huge fan of Andy Summers, and I love Telecasters are my favorite guitars, and this is such a cool Telecaster. It's got active electronics in it. It's got a switch here that turns on. It's got a built-in amplifier or like a built-in like boost that you can turn on or off. Once you turn it on or off, this is the gain for it, and then it's also got a switch here that switches. I think it switches so that you can play these pickups in together. So I think. Well, no, you already have that. This switch here does something with these two pickups. I don't know if it just switches the humbucker to a single coil, maybe. But it's just a really, really cool guitar, and love the finish. Eastwood makes pretty good quality guitars. I'm really very... If Bitcoin would have gone up over 100,000 again recently, I probably would have pulled the switch and bought that guitar. But I just bought a guitar like 2 weeks ago. I just bought a guitar like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so... I don't think... I'll tell you what, if I do my tax return this weekend, and if I find out that I'm going to get back... Normally I get back money on my tax return, like anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. So if I get like back at least $1,000 on my tax return, I could just tell my wife, oh yeah, $1,000 was just my tax return. Yeah. Well, I'm a big telly guy. I love tellies. But I have too many guitars. The problem is I have guitars, but they're hard to sell. Like a lot of the ones I have that I don't want they're not the kind that will sell very easily. They're not bad guitars, but they're just pretty common, you know. They're common, you know. Like, I don't know if I can show you here. I gotta remember my login. Okay, now this is not all my guitars, right? I've got a Fender 50s Vintera Stratocaster. I've got an American Professional Fender. I've got an American Standard Telecaster. I've got a Classic 72 Telecaster Custom. I have a Classic 50s Stratocaster. I have a Pawn Shop 72. And I have a Vintera 70 Telecaster. This is not all my guitars. This is just my ones that are Fender guitars, right? And then I have a GNL that I just bought, a GNL Classic Blues Boy, which actually I really like this guitar, but I screwed up. And I screwed up because I didn't look at the nut. It's totally my fault. So I need to get the nut replaced on it. So, and it's a brand new guitar, so I'm really surprised that a brand new guitar would have this issue. But if you look close enough, notice how low the strings are sitting in this nut. This nut is cut too deep, especially the low E string here. So I'm gonna have this nut replaced. But yeah, I love this guitar. This guitar is so freaking resonant. It's like playing an acoustic guitar. I could not believe how much volume this has unplugged. Like, it just resonates like you wouldn't believe. And I've played semi-hollows before, but this blows all those out of the water. So very impressed with the resonance of the body, but got to get the nut replaced. Other than that, the guitar is really good. I just got to get that nut replaced, which is not a super expensive replacement. So what's up, Marcus? I just always play the game this way. I always play with it zoomed in. It just feels more immersive, you know? Ugh! Bastard. Looks like a drag to play with. Why would this be a drag to play with? This is freaking amazing. Why would you play it with WoW any other way, man? This is so much more fun to play zoomed in. It always freaks me out when people play with their camera zoomed out. I don't even know why you would do that. I don't even know why you would do it. This is so much more immersive. I used to collect comic books. I used to collect comic books a lot when I was in high school. I still have a bunch of old comic books, but they're probably not... Comic books aren't worth as much money as they used to. I mean, not unless they're like big, like, you know, like Superman #1 or, you know, paper goods in general. Books and paper goods are starting to become less and less valuable because people don't want to clutter their houses up with stuff. And because most stuff can be digitized now, you know what I mean? So those things, unfortunately, a lot of stuff is not worth as much as it used to be. Yeah. The off-center gear. I mean, I can center it. We can certainly center it. I don't like it with it centered. The reason I don't like it with it centered, there's a couple of reasons for that, right? Right, so now it's centered. Now look at me playing with it centered. It feels so awkward to me. And the reason it feels awkward is the character is right in front of the enemy. I can't really see the enemy swinging. It drives me nuts. So your character's blocking your enemy, and then I can't stand it. Thank you, by the way. I can't stand how it blocks view. So also another reason is because I stream a lot. I like the people who are watching my stream to be able to see the enemy swinging at me. I just think it looks better, right? I think it looks better for you guys who are watching the stream to see this, as opposed to my character sitting right in front of the enemy. You know what I mean? Just try it. I'll tell you what, Marcus. You play with the offset camera. Do it for like a week, and I promise you, if you do it for like a week, and go back to the non-offset, you'll not like it. You'll be so used to the offset that you'll never want to go back. You'll never want to go back, right? Well, a lot of games, it makes so much sense that a lot of games have offset by default. Like by default, they're offset. You know, I think if you go play Throne of Liberty, I'm pretty sure by default, I think it's offset. And a lot of games like Guild Wars 2 and Throne of Liberty have built into the settings, you know, you can actually go into the camera and adjust it. So you can move it more offset or less offset if you want. You know what I mean? I mean, offset, I think, to me, just makes more sense. But whenever I target myself, it'll center the camera. So see, I'm targeting myself, and it'll always center. And then when I target the enemy, it's going to offset just a little bit. And the further back I'm zoomed, the more, you know, if I zoom way back, it's pretty much centered again, right? So if I want it to be centered, I can always zoom out, and it's going to pretty much be pretty centered, right?
Lovely.
But once I zoom in, it goes more offset the more I zoom in. Yes, we did hit a new level, and we are level 19. We just got one more level to go to get consecrate, and then we're going to start. Then we got to level up my alchemy because I haven't done alchemy yet. I was doing engineering, but I changed my mind, decided I want to do alchemy. So we're going to have to level up alchemy, which means I got some work to do. We have 42 minutes left on the dragon buff, though. So.
Lovely. Lovely. Lovely.
I really wish I had a shield with shield spike when I get these guys beating on me like that. I should have saved my other shield that had shield spike on it. Ugh. Bastard.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
What tab is that off center? What? Huh? What are you talking about? Vost. Are you drinking coffee, Vost? I tell you what, I'm ready for a nap. I ate a pizza for lunch, and they didn't have the pizza. I just usually like to get the cheese pizza, but they were out of the California pizza kitchen cheese pizza, so I ended up getting the Sicilian, and it's got all that damn like Canadian bacon and shit on it, and that shit makes me so sleepy. You need tea? I'm drinking Coke, but I'm gonna start switching to tea eventually from coffee. Coffee just kind of upsets my stomach if I drink too much of it. Anything upsets my stomach if I drink too much of it. Because I'm old. This is what happens when you get old. You know, it was my birthday last week, Vost. You knew that, right? You know how old I am, Vost? I hit the milestone. My wife always teases me about it. My wife teases me about it, dude. Last week I turned 55. I'm not even kidding. Last week I turned 55. Yeah, fuck you. I'm almost there. Last week I turned 55, and my wife's always teasing me because she's like, oh, now we can get in the over 55 communities. I'm always like, fuck you. Well, it was a joke milestone. A joke that I'm the 55 over community. You know, the 55 and over community. That was the milestone. My wife always teases me about it. It's just a macro. Like the classic client has a thing built into it called Action Cam. So you just create a macro with these 3 lines of code in it, and it'll set it up the way I use it. Just like those 3 console commands, put it in a macro, and as long as your client isn't screwed up, it'll work. If it doesn't work, then you have to do something else to get it to work. You got to install dynamic cam WoW add-on, turn that on, get that working, and then turn it back off, and then it should start working. Oh, I'm getting somebody knows I'm talking about guitars because Reverb just texted me. No joke, Reverb just texted me. The Fender limited edition Japanese FSR 1950s Telecaster just dropped another $264. Oh, I want this guitar. Fucking damn it. I swear, your phones know what you're talking about, right? Well, this guy gave me an offer on the Mustang. But I don't want this Mustang. I actually want... Where's my favorites? Here we go. Believe it or not, I want this pink one. I want this pink Mustang. This is badass. This is a limited edition Japanese-made pink Mustang. You don't see a Mustang in pink, like, ever. And it's in really good shape, too. And hey, only $2,371. That's why I'm not buying it, because I'm not paying that much money for it. Guitars are a good investment, though. Most guitars, if you know what you're doing, they're always going to go up in value. Every guitar I've ever sold, because I only buy, like, you know, name brand guitars, right? Fenders, whatever, Gibsons, whatever. Every guitar I've ever sold is worth way more money now than it was when I sold it. I sold a Gibson to this day, and I only sold it because I was broke and I needed money. And I don't really like Gibsons that much because I find them kind of hard to play because the way they rest in your lap. I don't gig, so I play just at home. I sold a Gibson custom art shop, Gibson custom red. It was red glitter. I bought it at Guitar Center in Chicago. I've never seen the guitar since I sold it, right? Hey, actually, you know what? Here, I can show you what it looks like. Hold on a second. I can show you exactly what it looks like. Photos, albums, guitar. This guitar right here, I sold this guitar. I bought this guitar for $1,800 in Chicago in like 2000. I sold it. I didn't even get my money back. I sold it for like $1,400. You know, back when guitars were kind of on a downturn, I don't think they were as trendy. This guitar today would easily sell for anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000. Easily sell for $3,000 to $4,000 today, right? So most guitars, if there's anything unique about the guitar, and if it's a name brand guitar, it's almost always going to go up in money. Oh, we just got another 40 minutes on the buff here. Only a few years older than you. I feel old. I feel old. I'm old, Gandalf. Much too old. I feel like butter scraped over too much toast. I'm quoting Bilbo Baggins. I'm old, Gandalf. Ever so old.
Lovely.
Damn, stop hitting me in the face. This guy. Whack, 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 whack. I feel like violated. Ugh. Yeah. There's so many guitars. I'm a guitar addict. I can't help it. I love guitars. I mean, I love the way they sound. I love playing. They're like pieces of art. So this is the guitar that I just got a text. I just got a text on my phone saying that this one dropped in price. Dropped in price, $264. I actually would love to buy this guitar. I think the wood grain on this is absolutely fantastic. I love the wood grain on this ash. Oh my God! Look at the figuring in the wood. That is absolutely gorgeous. I don't have a telly with a Bigsby. I've always wanted a telly with a Bigsby. Look at the wood. Oh my God, that's gorgeous, right? That is so beautiful. It's Bankai. Shield Spike. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. What is this? I don't know Shield Spike. Oh, does he have one? Are you trying to give me one? Here, hold on a second. Holy crap, where's my I don't know how to pull up my character. Do I have anything? Oh, maybe he's got one. Here, 1 gold. Thank you. No, free. Someone in the stream is watching me. Thank you, thank you. What is this? Oh, you got Iron Shields. Thank you, thank you. Hi, thanks, Iron. Yeah, that makes a big difference. What level are you? You've got you've got a level 35. Nice. It makes a big difference against these guys. These guys that dual wield. If you have a shield spike, it's huge. They literally killed themselves on your shield spike.
Lovely.
Thanks, Iron. I thought you were somebody making fun of me. I thought you were just like some random person who's making fun of me, trying to tell me how to play the game. Like you should be using a shield spike, like I'm a complete noob. I was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. But isn't this this is one of the most beautiful? I mean, the wood on this is absolutely gorgeous. That is such a beautiful grain of wood. Oh my God, that guitar is beautiful. Now this is and I love that it comes with all the paperwork, comes with the original case. This is a limited edition Japanese domestic. I can't remember what FSR is. I've got to look that up. I don't know what that. I've seen that phrase recently, and I should know what that means. Fender FSR meaning. What does that mean? Oh, it's a special run. Okay, I figured it was something like that. I just didn't know. Do I still have it open? Yeah, this one's shit. This one's 18 now, but this one's coming from the United Kingdom. But they do ship from the UK, and this one's it made exclusive only for one Japanese retailer. So whenever you're like buying guitars, if you get a guitar like this, it's more custom. It's more one-off, right? This is a Fender special run. These guitars always will go up in value. Like they're always overpriced when you buy them. Like this price here is overpriced. Like that's too much money. But if you buy this guitar for that money, I guarantee you in 10 years, it'll be worth a lot more. It'll be worth way more. Like this guitar probably in 10 years will be worth $3,000. Of course, in 10 years, I'll be so old. Maybe I'll be in the grave, But yeah, I mean, this is a good investment. Guitars are a good investment if you know what you're buying, right? Like if this guitar is what they say it is, which I'm sure it is because I've already investigated the reseller. I mean, this is an easy purchase. This is easy money, right? If you want to make money and you're young, let's say you're 20 years old and you have a lot of money, you want to make money, you can do it. You can double your money in guitars so easily, as long as you know what you're doing. See, yeah, that's your highest level character on the server, 35. Nice. That's higher level than my character. I think this is my highest level character on the server. So, and we created this character like 2 days ago, I think. What am I? I'm level 19. What's my played? I'm at 15 hours. Because I've been dicking around sitting in Stormwind too much, waiting for the dragon buff. Oh, your old Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Aw. I tell you what, a lot of things, yeah, COVID really affected the price of a lot of things.
Lovely.
That's crazy, man. Like some things really went up and some things went down, like guitars, like what was really cool, like guitars, like now's a good time to buy guitars. Now's a great time to buy guitars because during COVID, everybody was stuck at home. So video games makers made tons of money. Like everybody was sitting home playing video games because they didn't want to go anywhere. People who never knew how to play guitar wanted to say, well, I'm sitting home, might as well play guitar. I don't want to go anywhere. Guitar sales went through the roof. Guitar stores couldn't keep any inventory in. They couldn't make guitars fast enough for the demand. Guitars were flying off the shelves. Any hobby, any home hobby, right? Well, of course, what happens? What 70%, like 78% of anybody who buys a guitar doesn't stick with it. That's like a real fact. We could probably Google it. What's the percentage chance that somebody who buys a guitar sticks with it? Like, that sounds like another great question for ChatGPT. Is it still open? I think I closed it. Let's do it. ChatGPT, right? What is the percentage of players who buy guitars of people that buy a guitar and stick with it? User seems to be a typo. What would I type? I'm looking. All right, let me see what search results I can come up with. Data from it says that only about 10% of new guitar players stick with it beyond the first year. So my point was, all the people that bought all those guitars because they were flying off the shelves, right? Only about a year later, guess how many of those guitars are going up for sale? So now you just have this massive quantity of guitars on Reverb. Everybody's trying to sell. So the price of guitars has gone down. So now's a great time to make money. Like if you want to make money off guitars, now's a great time to do it. And actually, a year ago would have been even better, but it's still a good time. It's a buyer's market right now, if you know what to buy. So, and the other reason you can tell is that the prices are constantly dropping. Like if you go to Reverb, and even just like look, if I go to Reverb, I click favorites. Like I'll go through Reverb and I'll favorite guitars that I like. Doesn't mean I'm going to buy them. There's certain ones I'll favorite them. Like this Hofner. I love this Hofner. I would love to buy this guitar, right? Beautiful guitar, custom, German made, right? German craftsmanship, great. But if we just look at some of these, some of these are going to be like, look, $187 off, $264 off. I don't see any more, but how many of these guitars that are up here have been listed for like a long time? Like how long were they listed, right? Like brand new, this was listed over a month ago. A lot of these are old, right? Let's just open up some of these. You know, listed 2 years ago, listed 3 years ago, and it's still there. Listed 3 years ago. So it's, even though it's like, and that's what I'm saying, it's a buyer's market because there's so many guitars. That's why a lot of these have been listed. They're still there because there's so many, you know. Look at this Fender Custom Shop Master Built Andy Summers. So this one's $36,000, okay? $36,000. Now the reason is this guitar is custom built to be as close to Andy Summers' guitar as humanly possible. Like the scuffs, the scratches, the cracks, even the crack. You can't see it in this picture. You can almost see it. It's right here to the right of this pickup. There's a crack in the bronze plate. That's because Andy Summers' Telly has a crack in his bronze plate. I mean, literally, they're making it down to that detail. See the crack right here? But this, and they didn't make very many of these. So, of course, this is worth a ton of money because it's almost the identical copy of Andy's guitar. And, you know, it was mailed to his specs. But, like I said, we can go to Eastwood Guitars. And I can buy this one, which is the one I really am very, very, very almost bought a couple times already. This is Eastwood's guitar, kind of their own kind of version of an Andy Summers guitar, you know. And it's only $1,500. But and it'll be worth more. This, because Eastwood's not a super well-known brand, but it is a reputable brand. It is a brand that people respect. This guitar will go up in value. And plus I don't think they're going to make a lot of them. So if I bought this guitar now for $1,500, I guarantee it, you know, even in 2 or 3 years, it'll probably be worth double that. So, but what I'm saying is, if you know what you're doing and you've got money, you can make a ton of money on guitars, like just buying and selling. But takes effort, right? Most people don't complete new hobbies. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I fall into that category. I mean, I love to draw, and I drew a lot when I was a kid. And after I got married, I stocked up on a lot of art supplies because I wanted to draw more. I wanted to do more drawing and more sketching and drafting, and I did a little here and there. But most of my drawing stuff just sits in my chest behind me here. Now, when I retire and I have more time, because right now the only free time I have, like I either spend time with my wife or I spend time with the cats or the dog, or I'm playing WoW. That's about it. That's my hobbies. Because I go to work, I get off work, and when I get off work, I eat dinner with my wife, I hang out with my wife for a little bit, and then I play some WoW, and then I go to bed. That's pretty much my life right now, you know? But it's fine. I mean, I'm fine. I'm happy, you know? I'm very happy with that. You know, I'm 55 years old. I've done a lot of stuff in my life. There's a lot of stuff I haven't done that I want to do, but, you know, I don't have the money for it. I'd love to travel a lot more, but I don't really have the money for that, you know? And it's funny because I've always been a person who has a lot of hobbies. Like I have a lot of passions, you know, like I love art. I have a big passion for art. I love art. I love to draw. I love art, right? I love painting. I love sculpting, you know, I love all that stuff. I have a passion for sports. I played tennis 4 hours a day, every day for years. I was a huge tennis player. Loved it. Could have easily envisioned myself as a professional tennis player. The reason, and my mother even said to me, she said, She goes, do you want me to send you to Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy? And this is back when Andre Agassi was just coming up through the ranks, and Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy was big, and a lot of big, well-known American tennis players were going to Nick's Academy. And my mom said to me, do you want me to send you to Nick Bollettieri? Think about that. My mom wanted to send me to the same academy that Jim Courier and Andre Agassi and Anna Kournikova were going to. You know what I mean? And of course I said no, because we were poor, dirt poor. But that just shows you how much I love tennis and how much she knew that I love tennis. But the biggest reason I said no was, well, number one was we were poor, and I wasn't going to put that kind of financial burden on my mother. But the second biggest reason is because I'm too short. I'm only about 5'9". And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to go to a tennis academy and spend all this money to try to get good enough in tennis that I can make money when I'm only 5'9". I'm just not tall enough. Like, if I was 6'2", different story. If I was 6'2", and that time, and my mom asked me that, I would have went, because I think I would have had enough ability to become a good tennis player. You know what I mean? But tennis is one of those sports where height makes a major, major, major difference. It's a huge advantage to be tall. I mean, how many tennis players? I don't even know if there's a tennis player in the top 10 that's under 6 foot. I doubt it. Like, and in fact, they're getting taller. Like, the number one tennis player, I think he's like 6. I think he's 6'2". Players like Sasha, I think is 6'6". Yeah, I think Shelton's pretty short, but his serve is like huge. Ben Shelton. Oh. No, I thought he was short. 6'4". Carlos is only 6 foot, but he's more of a baseline. Taylor Fritz plays World of Warcraft. If you guys watch the hardcore clips, there's actually clips of him dying in hardcore WoW. So let's see. I don't see it, but he is a WoW player. I've actually seen his WoW streams where he's playing hardcore. Yeah, he identifies as a woman. Yeah, I probably could, right? Probably could. But I didn't even know Ben Shelton was 6'4". I thought he was. I did not know he was that tall. I knew Sinner was 6'4". Fritz is 6'5". What's another big tennis player? Like, average height of a top 100 tennis player. According to available data, the average height of top 100 male tennis players is around 6'2". So my mom said, do you want to go Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy? I'm like, I'm 5'9". No. I'm like, no. If I was 6'2", yes. All right. I could hit my serve over 100 miles. I could hit a serve over 100 miles an hour. I could hit a serve over 100 miles an hour, and I was 5'9". Imagine how hard I could have served if I was 6'2", right? Think about that. I was serving over 100 miles an hour on my first serve, and I was 5'9", right? And I was 128 pounds. When I graduated high school, I was 5'9", 128 pounds, and I could hit a serve 100 miles an hour. Think about that. That just shows you how much serving is mechanics, right? I was so skinny because I was playing so much tennis.
Lovely.
I could eat like anything. I could eat like 10 pizzas a day probably, and I wouldn't gain a pound, you know? I was huge into tennis, man. I eat, slept, and drank tennis, man. There's an old picture I have of me sitting in my living room upstairs in my house, and me and my best friend are stringing our tennis rackets. Of course, we had our own racket stringer. Just to show you how big of a tennis player I was, I had my own stringer, my own racket stringer, and we had our own ball machine. We had our own. I mean, how many high schoolers, kids, have their own racket stringers and ball machines, right? In the summer, we would go down to the court, and one of the courts we played at the park had an outlet, had a little building next to the court that had a plug-in. We'd run an extension cord, and we'd plug in the ball machine, and we'd do ball drills on the tennis court. And this is when I was like, 17 years old, maybe. I think I'm out of food. Yes, I am out of food. So I've had a lot of passions in my life. You know, I've had a lot of things that I love, and I still love. I love tennis. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I love fantasy. I love nature. I love forests. I love trees. I love mountains. I love cats. I love cats, big cats, pumas, tigers, lions, foxes. I love MMOs, yeah, because the MMOs have some of those other things that I just mentioned. They have animals, they have forests, they have trees, they have fantasy, right? I love fantasy. I love Lord of the Rings, you know, Terry Brooks, Michael Moorcock, right? I love comic books growing up. What were the comic books that I liked? Conan the Barbarian, right? Fucking Conan, Elric, First Comics, right? You know, I loved art. I drew when I was a kid. I always took comic books and I would draw them. I would draw the covers. I would draw pages out of the comic books. Fuck no, I'm not a tiger. Shut up, Vols. I'm going to kill you. I will kill you. Of course, that probably makes me more like the Tiger King if I'm threatening to kill you, right? But I loved art. I love fantasy. I love sports. I love chess. I know it's always amazing to me that, like my brother Gabe didn't have a passion for anything. Like he never had a passion. Like I asked my brother what he wanted to do when he got out of high school, and he's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I'd ask my brother what, like when I was in Chicago, and he lived in Chicago with my other brother, and I like, what are you gonna do when you get off work today? Oh, I don't know, watch TV. I'm like, what do you mean watch TV? Like, you ain't got nothing else better to do but go home and watch TV? You know what I mean? Like, don't you have any hobbies? No. Don't you have anything you want to do? No. Like when he's in high school, what do you want to do in college? I don't know. I'm like, I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, how could you be so different than me? How could you be so drastically different than me? You know what I mean? Like, I have all these things. Like, what do you want to do? Well, I want to be a professional tennis player. I want to be a novelist. I want to be an artist. You know, there's all these things I wanted to do. You know, I wanted to make digital special effects for film. I want to be an actor. You know, I mean, seriously, all these things I could envision myself doing as a career. I could have envisioned myself being a movie actor. Oh, I want to be a movie actor. Yeah, I'll do that. I want to be an artist. I want to be a tennis player. I want to be an athlete. You know, I want to be the next Salvador Dali. You know? And then my brother, what do you want to do? I don't know. Ooh, shield spike. Look at that. Are we showing the shield spike damage? We got to look at that here in a minute, right?
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
No, I don't want to kiss my ass goodbye. I want to be an internet troll. Yeah. Oh, man. Look at that. Iron shield spike, 93 damage. Let's reset the damage meter. And let's see how much it does against one of those dual-wielding bastards. Alright, we've got 23 minutes left. We're just trying to grind until the dragon buff drops. And then we gotta go do some other stuff. What time? I can't believe my wife's not home yet, man. Alright, here's one of these dual-wielding bastards. Let's see how much damage he does to himself by slamming my newly acquired shield spike. Thank you very much, Iron. Of course, you have to block, though. Which is tough because, you know, obviously I'm low level and I don't have, like, blocking up yet. So we only got one. But when we get, when we get Redoubt and we get shield specialization online, then, of course, you know, the shield spike's going to start proccing like crazy. You know what I mean? They thought you had mono, but to find out I was just really poor at Wade's World. Nice. Yeah, my brother was always like that. He always seemed bored. He was bored in school. I had like weird, but I think everybody does, right? Everybody has weird families, right? Like my sister was an artist. My brother was one of the best artists I've ever met. My brother Eric, he died a long time ago. My brother Joe, he's still alive. He's a douchebag. I hope he's not listening to the stream. He can be an asshole. Let's just say that. But he's in computers like me. But he was a photographer in college. That was his field of study in college was photography. Yeah, Dopassion. Look at me, I'm so hyper right now, I can't stop moving. I'm like there, like jumping around, moving like a 15-year-old, right? You watch me play WoW, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, there's a 55-year-old guy playing a video game. No, I look like some sort of a 15-year-old spaz.
You can kiss your ass goodbye. You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Yeah, genetics are weird, aren't they? Like, I think I mean, I definitely was blessed with really great hand-eye coordination. I great racquetball player, great dart player. I won racquetball league in college 3 years in a row. Like I only lost once. Like I played racquetball league for 3 years in college, and I only lost once. Like once in one match is the only time I ever lost, and that was in the A League. And I lost. I guess it was 4 years because that was my. I think that was my senior year. I went up to the A League because I played the B League and I won that every year. And I said, well, let me move up to the best league, which is the A League. And I did beat everybody in the A League except for one. There was one guy who was like a fucking ringer. Guy should have been on the professional racquetball tour. He was so good. Because he beat me like 15-5, 15-5, 15-6 or some shit. Like, you know, he was ridiculously good. He was just insanely good. Yeah, but I was blessed with all this great agility and hand-eye coordination, but I wasn't blessed with the size. You know, I was too short. Although that's one of the reasons why I was good at racquetball. Though, like in racquetball, you don't want to be tall. Like the best racquetball players are like 5'10". You know, you don't want to be. You need to be low to the ground because you got to be able to change direction, and move quickly. So, like 5'10" is a good height for racquetball. So I was pretty much perfectly built for racquetball. But now you see all these people playing the fucking pickleball, right? And I laugh when I watch pickleball. Like, and I've never played pickleball, but it looks so ridiculously easy. Because I'm a long time, you know, tennis player who's played tennis and racquetball, sports where you actually are really moving like a lot, really fast. Have you ever seen like a professional racquetball? And it's funny because you don't see a lot of professional racquetball. I mean, it exists, right? But you don't see it a lot. I haven't even looked at it in a long time. It's impressive. If you watch like professional racquetball, it's pretty impressive. But I haven't really looked it up in a long time. I wonder like the popularity of racquetball has gone up or down over the years, you know. So here's like professional racquetball, right? Now these guys shouldn't be that big, right? You can see they don't look real big. But look how hard they hit the ball. Man, they hit it hard. He was not in the best position there. That was a good shot. That was an even better shot. He went for the angle. The problem was let's rewind that. Problem was it came off the wall. Right here he's going for, he wants to hit here, and drive it this way into the corner. But I think it comes off too much this way. Yeah, see, it comes off this way. This is a mistake. What he wants to do here, in his position, especially when you have the guy behind you, you want to drive it into the corner. Hit here, like probably about here. Hit here. It's got to be really close so that it comes off straight. And that way, it's going to go all the way back in this corner and land right in the corner. It's going to be difficult for this guy because you're kind of standing in his way. And it's not really considered a hinder because you're not moving from the place where you actually hit the shot. So you actually take advantage of the position. Racquetball is all about position. It is all about position. Because the court's not really big. So here he's got the guy behind him. This guy's in a bad position, but there's nothing else he can really do. Like he's kind of, I mean, he's in a good position for what he has available to him, but in the terms of the point, he's not in the good position. This guy's in the middle of the court. He's got every angle available to him. He's in the prime position to put the ball away. So this guy's just reactionary. He's far enough forward that if this guy tries to do any kind of a weird kill shot up here, which is rare, but if he wanted to, he's far enough forward he can move forward. But in this position, the best shot is what he tried to do, which is off the corner here, right back into this corner. But he fucks it up royally bad and hits it over here. It bounces here. You never want to hit a shot that bounces in this area, like when your player is behind you. You want to hit a shot that goes all the way to the back wall and drops right in the corner and dies. Because that way he's got to run all the way back, and it's very difficult to run all the way back and hit any kind of an aggressive shot out of the corner. And so this is a really, and even the announcer said not a very good shot. He hits a beautiful left-handed backhand kill shot, which is, again, he's perfectly positioned. And, of course, where's he going to hit it? This guy should already know where he's going, and he should be running already back to here. But he's just going to hit it down the line. And the only chance he's got is to dive forward, like run forward and dive. And there's no way. What was so good about this shot is he didn't hit it hard. He took a ton of pace off the ball so that after it hit the wall, it would bounce twice quickly. If he would have hit it really, really hard, it may have traveled in the air and bounced here. This guy may have had a chance to dive. But because he hit it soft, it was a perfect shot. He crushes this ball, but sloppy, just really sloppy. Like his body position, everything about that shot was sloppy. This perfect. Look at this perfect position. His body, everything about this is perfect. Contact, everything. Look how low it is. Look how low the ball is. That's what now he hit it. Ooh, did he hit it off the floor? Wait a second. Look like he hit off the floor. I don't even think that's legal. It's been a long time since I played racquetball, but you got it. You can't hit it off the ground. I love the serve. I spent so long since I played racquetball, I didn't know you could step over that front red line. I guess you can, yeah. Did you see him jump? Dude, I gotta watch this later. Kind of a strange serve, because he really hit it right. The guy doesn't have to move at all. He basically hit it hard right at him. He's thinking he's going to hit it at him, so he jumps, which is... See? But he doesn't. He goes down the line, which is the smart play. He hit it too close to the wall. Again, you want to hit it off the front wall and travel all the way down into the corner. That's the goal. But this way is good, too, because it's like an angle shot. So that's good too. That's good too. So like racquetball is like all about angles, you know. Let's see if I can really quickly show you something. If I can do it. So, you know, you've got the court, right? And you got the service line. So if someone's here and you're here, you have a couple options, right? Like, I always, personally, my favorite is going to be to hit it here and to try to hit it so that it really lands like here and just dribbles and it lands. That way, this person has to run through you all the way to the corner, and they're probably going to have to hit the ball off the bounce, off the back wall, back to the front. You're up front, they're in the back, you're in perfect position, you're in control of the point. But the other thing you can do is you can actually... Like, I think he was further forward. Let's say this guy was here. Let's say that you're here. Let's get rid of this one. Let's say this guy's here and you're here. You can actually, instead of driving the corner, you can do another interesting shot, which is to hit it more up here so that it comes off the wall and hits here. And the reason this is good is if you hit it with enough pace, it's going to come off the wall very, very quickly. This guy is going to have a hard time reaching it. And because this guy doesn't know if you're going to do this shot or this shot, because these are probably the two most common. He doesn't know what you're doing, so he can't just bail and run this way. So he's normally going to go this way, and what's going to happen is the ball is going to go right around him, and he's not going to get to it, and then he's done. And that's exactly what happened on that shot. That's why this shot was a really good shot. You're going to see where he's jumped, so he's in bad position. He's going to hit this shot. No, that wasn't the point. I'm sorry. Where did I go too far soon? Shit. Where was that shot? I want to show you that shot again. That was actually a really good shot there. Maybe I went too far. Oh, I'm bummed that I can't find it now. That's enough. That's kind of what I was saying. Watch this. This is kind of similar. He's playing off the back wall again. He can shoot it down the line, but this boar he can do kind of at an angle. And he kind of angled it. I don't know if he did it on purpose though. Now this guy again. Notice that how hard it is if you're in the situation to get it because you have to go through the player almost. And it's tough because are you going to go in front of the player and try to reach it, which is hard because the ball's traveling so fast, or are you going to try to go behind the player and run back this way? It's such a dilemma. And it's how you react and how you read the opponent's shot in these situations that makes you win or lose in these games. You know, makes you win or lose these games. Great serve. That's just a great serve, right? Okay, watch this. He's a left-hand serve too. Watch this one. I'm excited because I haven't watched Racquetball in a long time. I was so good at Racquetball. Where's the playback speed? I want to show you this one, right? But let's not get killed. Was it back towards the beginning? Yeah. Who did the dragon buff drop? Oh, okay, we're good. Okay, we're good to get out of here then. Let me kill this guy with Hearth. Yeah, but you don't see a lot of like. I mean, have you guys ever seen a professional racquetball match? I think most people aren't really aware or familiar with professional racquetball. I mean, it's kind of a niche sport. Like, it's not something you see televised on TV, really, unless you're, like, on, like, an ESPN network, maybe? I was fortunate enough to play... I was fortunate enough that my friend in high school, my best friend in high school, had a membership at a really, really nice club that actually hosted racquetball tournaments, like professional racquetball tournaments. So I had the chance to watch actual professionals play, and that's what got me kind of into it. But if you watch this serve in slow motion... And he's a lefty, and I haven't played too many lefties. Lefties are kind of a pain, though. I'm not going to lie, because you're just not used to it. Same thing in tennis. So again, here's the serve. He's going to crush it right in the middle. So he's going to be angling for this, you know. And there's two thoughts. And see how low it is off the wall. So what's going to happen is it has to clear this line, this second line, in the air. And it just does. See, it just clears that line to be a valid serve. It's got that angle, and it's so low, it's not going to bounce very high, and it's hit very hard. This guy screwed up. I mean, you kind of have to take this in the air to, like, try to play it off the wall. You're fucked because it's too low, and it's going to come. It's just, you know, there's no way he's got a chance. Watch. He takes it off the side. He's hoping it's going to come off the side and he'll have a chance to get it, but he just doesn't. It's really a perfect serve. At this point, it's a couple inches off the ground. He's trying to literally hit it. He's trying to actually just flick his wrist, catch a ball that's literally like an inch off the ground. But the reason he couldn't catch it to the air is because the guy hit it so hard. You know what I mean? But that's basically almost a perfect serve. Like when you're going for like what I would consider just a aggressive, you know, forehand smash serve. I don't know what you want to call it. Is a perfect serve. This serve here, again, this is really pretty much the perfect serve. Yeah, it's just perfect serve. This is a Z serve. Z serve is another... it's a serve that's not as... It's hard to get it to work, but this is a Z serve. Z serve, you're going to hit off the front wall, it's going to hit the side wall, it's going to come back. What you want is for it to come back and bounce off the wall. And so this guy has to run over, and he usually is going to let it bounce off the wall and then take it, but then he's in a defensive position. You can try to take it in the air, but it's kind of difficult. So Z serve, he takes it in the air, which is the best thing. If you can take it in the air, that's going to be the most aggressive play. he's really stretched for it, so he doesn't get any control of it. He actually did like a slice, and he's hitting it off the wall, so he's really not, he didn't get any kind of control on the ball. And this guy didn't think he was going to hit that way, though, but he's left-handed. And again, he hits it. This guy's playing way better than the guy in the black t-shirt. He hits a beautiful, just, simple down-the-line shot. And again, this guy being behind him, it's very difficult to know. Plus, sometimes you're even blocked vision. You're even blocked like to see where's it going because he's in front of you. So, personally, in that situation, it's tough, man. It's just a bad situation to be in. But racquetball is all about controlling. The thing I can tell people who ever play racquetball, if you guys have ever played racquetball, is I would say 90% of racquetball, like 90% of racquetball, of playing winning racquetball, it comes down to one thing. It comes down to controlling this area of the court. Whoever ends up standing right here the most will win the match. It's that simple. Because when you're in this position, you have all the angles to you, right? Every angle. And the other player is screwed because they can't run through you, right? So they have to wait for you at the ball, and they don't know where you're going to go, and you're not in a very good position to go in straight lines because of the person's here. So if they hit the ball really hard this way, you're kind of stuck because if you run this way, you're usually not going to get there in time. If they kind of step forward a little bit and go for a really crazy forward kill, like this, that's going to hit the wall here and then hit the wall and then bounce on the ground here and then hit the wall and maybe hopefully come back this direction. Now you've got to run around the guy and go all the way up and make a shot. This is a shot you don't see very often because it takes a lot of skill, but anyway, super cool stuff. I love racquetball. I'm a big racquetball fan. Big fan. Let's sort this. Man, we got quite a lot of cloth. I'm not sure if I like looking at my bags this way. Let's see if we can. Here, that's a little better. I like it better that way. Man, look at all the people in. Look at all the people in the auction house, man. Ooh, +7 strength. Damn, that's a lot of strength. 1 silver. That's it. Oh, there's the wife. My wife's calling. Hold on. I knew she had to be calling.
Greetings. Be careful.
Hey there.
See you later. How are you? Have a good one.
Yeah, Zelch, I was going through my mail and I got this mail from you with all this really good, nice items. Thank you, sir. Oh, you gave me the mining. You gave me the mining, and then remember we dumped the mining. Maybe we'll, you know what? I'll hold on to mining while I have it, and I'll get mining and herbalism, and we'll use that for a while just to get the benefit out of it, and then eventually we'll switch to alchemy. But yeah, I just went in and I was looking at it, and I wanted to click reply to say thank you. I was like, oh, thank you. You know, that you sent the stuff over, and then I hit return. I was like, son of a. But it's because I was distracted because I was talking to my wife. She's on her way home. So, but yeah, you guys in the stream, Zelch has been like sending me all this great stuff. He's been single-handedly funding this leveling run, and then also, you know, Iron Knuckles just gave me some sharpening stones and iron spikes, so that's going to be helpful too. Oh, and I just got this. Oh, there he is. And I think I looted this sentry cloak you gave me. Look at this. He even gave me this blue sentry cloak, which is nice. Oh, thank you, sir.
How generous.
I actually hit return by like an idiot. Look at these. I can equip these rings now. Woo. Nice. Oh, is this level 19? Oh, and I can equip the shield too. So, how much health do I have? Look at that. I have 881 health at level 19. Remember my gray gear only warrior was like 25, and I think she was like, I think by the time I hit 1,000 health on my gray gear warrior, she was like 28 or something. Like literally like 28 or 29 or something. Before I even broke 1,000. Maybe even like she might have even been higher level than that. It was like insane. You're in a guild called the Wizards Guild. Sure. I'm not sure how much longer I'm gonna be able to stream because my wife's on her way home, and I wanna. Thank you. I want to. I'll just leave my character connected though, and try to keep it connected. But oh, and you gave me the axe too. Shit. What's this? Oh, and look at that 2.0. This is actually an amazing. Oh, and it's got a shadowy bolt. Oh man, this axe is gonna be sweet. Oh, it's cool looking too. Look, it's got blood on the. I don't think I've ever had this axe. I don't think I've ever had this axe. That is sweet looking. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that. What is it? I mean, I've seen it. I think I've seen it. I just never bought it, maybe? Grimclaw. I've never had that. I've never had that. Really good for a paladin. Because it's 2 attack speed, which is great.
Well met.
Yeah.
Honored.
I need to get... You gave me the water, so let's do this. Water. And completely out of food. What is this? Boar ribs? Don't need that. What is this? Don't need this. Well, I'm gonna get rid of this food. I'm sure we can find better food. And I can probably buy... I'm gonna go buy some better mana potions and better buff food. I did buy some Rumsey Rum Light. It's only 5 stamina, but it's still better than having no Rumsey Rum. Because it was cheap. The Rumsey Rum Dark is like really expensive. The Rumsey Rum Light, I got like 10 of these for like 20 silver. Whereas the Dark was like, one of them was like a gold. Like 1. So 10 would have been like 10 gold. I was like, fuck. But let's see if we can get like some curiously tasty omelets or something like that. I'm just gonna go consumable. Let's look for the curiously tasty omelets. 37. How many is that? I can't even. 20 here. 20 for 39 silver. Look at that. What? How about the hot wolf ribs? I don't think we can use. What's level 8? Would be raptor flesh. Uh-oh. We're just about to get the dragon buff. Here it comes. Here it comes. You hold the... We just got the dragon buff. Raptor? Roast raptor. 9 silver, sure. Oh, my wife's home. Alright, curiously. And 20 for 39 silver? Yeah, let's buy this. Alright, I'm gonna stop the stream here, guys, because I want to talk to my wife for a bit. I'll come back in like an hour or two, and then we'll keep leveling. We'll come back in a couple hours, and then we'll keep leveling. And we'll get to... we'll try to get to like level 22 or 23 or something, maybe? If we get to like 20, even when we get to like 21 or something, we can maybe do maybe we can do a Dead Mines run, and I can tank it. I can tank a Dead Mines run. That'll be cool. Yeah, I'm super excited to equip that axe, because that axe is super cool looking. And I'm excited too, because it's 2 attack speed. So going from a 2.6 to 2 is going to be a big difference. It's going to be really good. And I also have to pick up herbalism and start going and picking. I have to become the flower picker, the herb master. I will officially be the herb master. We got to go get our herbs going so we can get our alchemy going. But yeah, I'll be back in a couple hours probably. I'll see you guys then, man. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday. And thanks for the donations from people, from Zelch and Iron Knuckles. I appreciate it, especially for the money too. Actually, Iron, I told my wife that you gave me $50. She was pretty excited about that. She goes, "Oh, that was so nice." She told me, she goes, "You be nice to those people." I was like, "You be nice to those people." And I was like, But anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Where's my let's see. Here we go.